Hello, all of you. Hope you are all doing well. Because of the current situation that we are facing now, we, the teachers of the Mardana School, is planning to teach you by using the virtual platform. Myself, Subin Thomas, I am going to teach you physics. Okay? So, please take your science textbook, open the chapter number 8, page number 98. The chapter name is motion. Okay? Did you do that? Okay, it's look like this. So before going to discuss about the chapter, I would like to discuss some things related to the word motion. Okay, so what do you know about motion, or what is motion? Normally we will say that motion means it's a movement, right? Yeah, it's a movement. What kind of movement will be that? Any idea? That movement can be something like, if a person is running, it is considered as a motion, right? Apart from that, while a person is cycling, right? So running, cycling, or if a person is walking, or a car is moving, or you are going to push a table, all these kinds of movement is considered as a motion, right? So what I want to say you, in this chapter, what we are going to discuss, what is a motion, or what are the parameters considering, or which is facing to that. We will discuss all those parameters that we want to describe about a motion by one. Okay, that is our aim. So for that, we are going to the textbook. In the textbook, you can see, firstly they are discussing about the motion, like that I already said. After that, we are coming to discuss about a small portion that is considered as describing motion. So what is, or how we are going to describe about the motion? For describing the motion, what we need, suppose I said that the motion of a car or a person is running. Initially we had a starting point, right? That starting point is considered as origin, okay, or we will call it as reference point. Got it? So what we are going to do, if there is any motion, that motion is will have the motion will have a reference point. So I'm going to give you the definition of motion. What is the definition of motion? All kinds of movement, or if there is anything which change its position, which is considered as motion. If there is anything which change its position, this anything can be a person or an object. Got it? Once again I am repeating, what is it? What is the motion? If anything which change its position, that is considered as motion. So what is your reference point or origin? It is a fixed place where you were occupied, or the object where it was situated. That is considered as the reference point, or we will call it as origin. Got it? So that is the simple explanation about a motion and how we are going to describe about the motion. So for describing the motion, here you can see some of the words, something like distance and displacement, all those things. Okay, for describing the motion, we need some sort of things. For that, we are going back to your textbook. On the textbook, you can see a number line over there. Okay, can you see a number line? So on that number line, it's not an exactly number line, we are considering it as a line, something like that. On that you can see 4 points are over there. The points O, C, B and A. Can you see that? Okay, so which is having some some numbers are also over there. What it is? It's just showing the positions where the points are situated. Got it? So I'm going to ask you one question. That question is something like this. Just imagine that you are standing at the point O. Got it? Then what O is? O is the origin, or we will call it as the reference point. So my question is this: if you are starting your journey from the point O to the point B, so what is the distance traveled by you? Yeah, that's it. It is 35 centimeter. You can see that. My question was O to B. O means 0, B means 35. So the distance traveled by you is 35 kilometers. Here it is written as in kilometer. Got it? Here it is written is in kilometer. Sorry. Here it is in kilometer. That's why we are considering it as kilometer. Got it? Okay, going back. So what was my first question? If you are traveling or if you are starting your journey from O to B, the distance traveled by you is 35 kilometers. So my second question is this: if you are at the point O and you go to B, then you go to A. So what is the total distance that you travel by you? What it is? Exactly, it is 60 kilometers. How you find it? From O to B, 35, then B to A. You just add it. That is considered as the total distance. It is 60 kilometers. So my next question is this: you started your journey from the point O, then you reach the point A, again you going back to the point C. Got it? So now listen the question carefully. The question is, what is the shortest distance between the points O and C? What is the shortest distance between the points O and C? Okay, my question is shortest distance. The shortest distance will be, it is the distance travel from O to C. Got it? It is a distance travel from O to C. What is the shortest distance? The shortest distance is 25 kilometer. Okay. Here I have discussed you two things. One is distance, another one is the shortest distance. So the distance that we consider, it is known as the path length, or the distance that we traveled, that is considered as the path length. So what do you mean by distance? It is the total path length covered. What is the distance? It is the total path length covered by the object. Here you can see that this is the distance traveled by the total path length. Distance covered by an object, that is considered as the total path length. Okay. Now one more thing, what is the shortest distance? The shortest distance is known as, what it is known as the displacement. What is the shortest distance? It is known as the displacement. So here we have two words, one is distance, another one is displacement. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the two words, distance and displacement. What is distance? How far an object travels along the path, or the total path length covered by the object. Got it? Now what is displacement? What is displacement? Displacement means it is the shortest distance. Here you can see 2 points, point A and point B, in which the shortest distance is the straight line, and distance means we can take any other path to reach the point B. So that all other paths are considered as distance, and the shortest distance, that will be always in a straight line, that is considered as distance. Okay, once again I am repeating, what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between the 2 points, that is in the straight line, and Distance means any other path that is taken by the object or the person to reach the particular position. That is considered as distance, and the shortest distance that will be in a straight line, that is known as the displacement. And it is written as distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity, right? So we have once again two more words that is considered as scalar and vector. What is scalar and vector? The scalar and vector which is considered as scalar means it is a quantity which have magnitude only. What is magnitude? Just a number, something like 10, 20. What is your weight? You will say that it's 40, right? It's a number. So that is a scalar quantity. Or what is the time? It's 10 o'clock. So it's again a number. So all these things are considered as scalar quantity. But apart from that, what in the vector? Which have a direction and a magnitude. Got it? What is vector quantity? Which will have both direction and magnitude. So the example is something like this. You have applied a force. Where you applied a force? Into a particular direction. Got it? So a direction will be there, along with that a magnitude will be there. That kind of physical quantities are known as vector quantity. If direction is absent, that is considered as scalar quantity. Got it? So why we discuss all those things? We are discussing about motion. For describing about the motion, what we need? For describing about the motion, we need a reference point. What is the reference point? It's just the origin from where the object is started, right? Now, after that, we come to describe about the motion. What is the motion? It is the anything which change its position, that is considered as the motion. For that, we need a reference point, and that reference point is also known as motion, right? And after that, we come to discuss about what is distance. What is distance? It is the total distance traveled by an object. And what is the displacement? It is the displacement? It is the vector quantity which is the shortest distance traveled by an object, and that will be always in a straight line, right? Now here we have, and one more thing, what is scalar and vector? Scalar means it is a quantity which have magnitude only. Vector means which is a quantity which have both magnitude and direction. Okay, now we are going to discuss, or we are going to compare the two words distance and displacement. Got it? Here you can see the two words distance and displacement. So read the first point. It is the length of the actual path covered by the object irrespective of its direction of motion. Okay, note down the point. It is the actual length covered by an object, that is considered as the distance, and distance is a scalar quantity. Distance can never be negative. It will be always positive or zero. Means if there is a motion, there will be a small distance. That's why distance will be always positive. Or when it can be zero, if the motion is not take place, means object is at rest. That is considered as object is at rest, or the distance is zero. Distance between two given points may be same or different for different path chosen. Okay, so this is about distance. Go to displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position of an object in a given direction. Means it is the shortest distance between the 2 points in a straight line. It is the shortest distance between the 2 points. Which are the 2 points? Initial and the final. Okay, next, displacement is the vector quantity. What is vector quantity? Which have the direction and magnitude. So shortest distance from where to where, which will give you a direction. Okay, the displacement may be negative, positive, or zero. Got it? How it is negative? Means if it is moving in the opposite direction. Means in the previous condition, we are moving from A to B. Suppose if the person is moving from moving from B to A, or the direction is opposite. It can be negative. How it can be 0? The person starts his journey from A and it ends his journey on B and again going back to A. So what is your starting point? A. And the final point, it is again A. Once again, the person starts his journey from A, go to B, then again come back to A. The starting point and the ending point both are known as A. So if the 2 points are same, means initial point and final point both are same, the distance between these 2 points is exactly 0. So that's why we are considering here displacement may be positive, negative, or 0. Got it? Displacement between two given points is always same. Got the point? So these are the portions that we discussed up to now. After that, we are moving to other point that is considered as types of motion. What is types of motion? There are two types of motion. One type of motion is known as uniform motion. Another type of motion is known as the non-uniform motion. Once again, how many types of motion are over there? Two types. One is uniform, another one is non-uniform motion. What is uniform motion? If the object travels equal distance in equal interval of time, it is known as uniform motion. If the object is travel equal distance in equal interval of time, that is known as uniform motion. Then what will be non-uniform motion? Yeah, that's it. What is? Unequal distance in equal interval of time. That is considered as the non-uniform motion. Here you have two examples. The examples means the needle or the movement of the hands of the clock, which will have a equal distance at equal interval of time. When you are looking into a clock, the movements of the hands of the clock, which will be always at a particular distance. That is means equal distance in equal interval of time. That is considered as the uniform motion. But while in a race, a person or an athlete who is running, this distance will be always equal. Is it possible? No, not at all. The person will change its speed depending upon the condition or the situation, right? The athlete who is running in a race, which will be a non-uniform motion. Got the idea? Once again, what is uniform motion and what is non-uniform motion? Uniform motion means the object who travel equal distance in equal number of time, that is considered as uniform motion, and the person who travel an equal distance in equal number of time, that is considered as non-uniform motion. Here on your textbook, you can see the two different things or the two types of motion. Here it is written as uniform motion. What is uniform motion? An object covers equal distance in equal interval of time. It is said to be uniform motion. Okay. Then another word, what is that? Non-uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? You can see that here. What is uniform motion? If the object travel unequal distance in equal interval of time, which is considered as non-uniform motion. Okay. Hope you understand all those things. Once again, we are going to revise all those things that we discussed on today. What it is. Firstly, we discuss about motion. What is motion? Anything which changes position, that is known as motion. After that, we come to the point for describing the motion. We need two things, or we need a thing that is known as reference point. What is the reference point? Reference point or an origin. What is the reference point? Which is the starting point or from where we consider that object. Then after that, we comes to discuss about two more words, distance and displacement. So what is distance and displacement? What it is? Distance and displacement means, which is the shortest distance is considered as displacement and the total distance is considered as the distance. And we classify distance and displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector quantity. We consider the classification of distance and displacement. Okay. Then we go back to the point, types of motion. How many types of motion are over there? Two types, uniform and non-uniform. What is uniform? Equal distance is traveled in equal interval of time, that is considered as uniform motion. Non-uniform motion means unequal distance in equal interval of time, that is considered as the non-uniform motion. Okay, so this much is enough for today. So please read your textbook carefully and make a short note about all those things that we discussed on today. Okay, thank you.